traditional music up, well, in many ways, but in obvious ways to talk about the instrumental music and the songs. Now, there's a crossover, which I'll be talking about later on in the evening, but Larry's, largely speaking tonight, Larry's in charge of the instrumental side of things, and my deal is to back him up and take more or less charge of the songs. We have a lot of songs in Ireland, and songs have been very important over the course of the centuries and millennia in Ireland for all kinds of reasons. Most of our history, really up until the middle of the 20th century, was written into songs and poems. And poems that got sung, and therefore were songs. But we're also fortunate in that we have two languages that we sing in Ireland. Good language and bad language. Now, we have, of course, we have English, which we were very kindly lent by the English 500 years ago. And as with everyone else that has inherited English, we've kind of done what we can with it. I'm sure those who compiled the Oxford English Dictionary would not entirely be in accordance with some of our usage. It's kind of known as Hiberno English, the way we speak here. Television has flattened it out a little bit, unfortunately. You know, we've won a few Nobel Prizes for writing in English, so we're doing all right. I think, not too bad. But we also have a much older language, which we tend to call Irish. It calls itself An Gaeilge, which sometimes gets anglicised to Gaelic. But in Ireland it's generally called Irish. And it's a language which has no grammatical or vocabularial really relationship to English. It's a completely different class of a language. It's not like kind of Spanish and Italian. They're really very different languages. It has a huge song tradition, which doesn't travel nearly as well as the English language song tradition, for the obvious reason, I suppose, that 90% of the known world has English as a first or second language. Probably less than 20% of people in Ireland have good enough Irish to understand a song sung in Irish from beginning to end, which is kind of sad, but is the way things are. I'll be delving into the Irish language tradition probably just before we leave here, but most of the songs I'll be singing tonight will be in English. And the songs we have in English, I mean, we've written a few songs in English and robbed a few others, and between the jigs and the reels, as they say, we've a large number of songs in the English language too. In all different kinds of styles.